Time to hit the road. At the roundabout, take the second exit. Exit now.
Text messages. I routinely buy stuff and don't give them a mobile number or give them a mobile number that's a digit short because I don't need a text to say we've got your parcel, we're going to deliver it. I'll assume that, and when it turns up, fine. But the big scam with deliveries, of course, at the moment is you get a text message or an email
At the roundabout,
that says
take the first exit.
it's a bit light on the postage. You need to pay £1.40,
Keep right.
and you click onto a link
Exit
to pay
now.
what you think is Royal Mail or a courier company or a customs DHL, whatever it is, and it's a scam site. It's only £1.40, and you can recover that. The problem is
At the
you've
roundabout,
confirmed
take
probably
the
your
second
name,
exit.
your address, perhaps your date of birth, home number, and that sort of thing. And so the message to listeners really is to always be really guarded about what information, personal information, you're giving out and to whom. I always say in the talks that I give to companies and other organisations on how to avoid this kind of scamming and fraud, which gets people thinking about things in the way that scammers do, and that's the best way to defeat it. The number one tip I always say is your email. You've got to make sure that's secure because it's kind of the keys to the kingdom, as is your mobile phone or your smart device. So for emails, it might just
Exit
be worth
now.
having an email address that doesn't have your first name and your surname in it, it's Red or 62 or something, and just give that email to the important places like maybe your bank or your someone's looking after a pension or building societies, those sorts of things, and compartmentalise it. Now listen, it's Christmas Eve. No one wants all these bad stories to cause some paranoia, but we're not far away from New Year, and amongst the New Year's resolutions of all those things we know we must sort out in the New Year, maybe sit down just for half a day. It won't take longer than that. It won't take as long as that even. And just think, what are the sensible things we can do? We know we should do because we see it on the leaflets and we hear people like James Freeman banging on about it all the time. Well, let's just sit down and do them because half an hour spent now will pay dividends if you get targeted.
Have you got any other kind of key tips then, that things that we should be doing as a New Year's resolution?
Keep right, and then exit right.
I think in terms of fraud prevention, think about this.
Exit right.
If you carry a smartphone and it's not locked, or it's locked with just 4 digits, or it's locked with 6 digits even, but other people know what those 6 digits are because it's your birthday and everyone knows in your family what it is. And on that same phone, you do your banking and your credit cards and everything else, your mortgage payments. Just be aware that really is the keys to everything. So
Keep left.
we've got young children. They know you might have games on phones, but phones aren't toys, and I'm the only person who knows the passcode to my phone, even though I trust obviously people I live with to open it. So a wise man once said to me when I was much younger, Clive, and in Nevada studying some crooked gamblers, basically professional card cheats, he'd spent a lifetime doing it. He said to me, "Sonny," and I told you I was younger, "Sonny, 3 men can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead." And he's right. If you want to keep something secret, don't share it. And if you do share it, want to keep a secret, don't share it in a computer, because computers are not necessarily just for your eyes.
Can I ask you about cards as well? Because I don't know. I know people who carry their credit cards around in these little wallets that have protected somehow. So is that actually is that a thing? I mean, can people read your card or your phone for that matter?
You can read a card, a contactless card, from a pocket. I did in my last show in theatres, but you know what? It's not something people should really worry about as a real world risk. It's possible.
What's the biggest risk with cards then?
There's easy ways. So the biggest risk with cards is losing one. So if you lose your card or your pocket's picked, and I can tell you that's not a difficult thing to really happen, especially if it's in an outside pocket or a handbag or a jacket on the back of a chair. If you lose your card today, contactless payments are £100 now, I think, the limit. Someone can do 5 of those before there's a flag and a stop. You can ring your bank and say, "I've lost my card, and these weren't me, give me my money back," which they will do or should do. But for the life of that card, i.e. until its expiry date, it could still be used, and there's not a thing that some banks can do to stop it, because those transactions are sometimes verified offline. So what's the defence against that? Well, you might say, "Okay, I'm going to turn off the contact list on my cards if I can with an app." I don't find it that inconvenient to tap with my phone, and I'm happy to do that. I'd rather do that, but I don't use contactless on most of my cards. I scratch the security number off the back of my cards because I'm probably a bit more secure than other people. It's only 3 digits, I know what they are. Don't have the same PIN number for everything. If you're in a bar or at a cash point or somewhere and you use a card with a PIN number and someone sees that PIN number, of course they're going to target you. So the biggest risk is actually physically losing the card. Of course, nowadays people tap with their watch and their phone. They don't actually know where their card is, so they might have lost the physical card. I've come across that in a few cases. They've lost the physical card a couple of weeks before, but they haven't told their bank yet because they want their Apple Pay to keep working. That's not the right way around. So know where your stuff is, and only carry what you need in terms of theft from person or pickpocketing. And for burglary stuff, it's all the things we know: lights, TV, CCTV, opening and closing the curtains. This week, of course, was the longest night of the year, or the shortest day of the year on Thursday. If you're going away for Christmas, a couple of days, and you're leaving the curtains open or closed, it's kind of evident. So find a neighbour who can help you and stay safe.
James, thank you very much indeed. That's James Friedman. By the way, if you want to find out more about James, or indeed check out what he's had stolen, it's jamesfriedman.com. Friedman, F-R-E-E-D-M-A-N.
Keep right, and then exit right.
And if you ever get a chance to see his show, he's pretty gobsmacking, I can tell you. Right, have you been scammed? Have you been the victim of a burglary, a Christmas crime? I'd particularly like to know if you've had your card cloned. What happened? And did you get your money back? Or if you've had one of those phone scams and fallen for it, don't be embarrassed. This is why they happen all the time, is because people do fall for it and only realise afterwards that they've been a bit silly. Easily done. Many people fall for them. So join in on that. The High Street, anything else you want to talk about? What are you up to this Christmas Eve? 0345 6060 973 or text 84850. More coming up, but at 9:33 we'll get the headlines with Tim Daly.
The Home Secretary is facing calls to resign after joking about spiking his wife's drink with a date rape drug. James Cleverly has apologised for the remarks made at a Downing Street reception. Drivers are being told this evening is the best time to make their final Christmas journeys and complete their festive getaway. It's after the Met Office warned many people's trips could be disrupted by potential flying debris and power cuts caused by high winds. And tear gas has been fired in the Serbian capital Belgrade to prevent opposition supporters entering its city council building. Hundreds of demonstrators had been gathering to protest against last week's general election results after observers said there were widespread irregularities. LBC weather, mild in the south overnight with drizzle and further rain arriving in northern England. Clear elsewhere with an overnight low of 2 degrees.
This is LBC.
Say hello to Chase, the digital bank that makes every day reward. Oh, hang on. What does that mean? Well, it's quick and easy to open a Chase account so you can start earning rewards when you spend and interest when you don't.
Okay, now you've got my attention. But what if I need to speak to customer service?
With a few taps on the app, you can access our customer service team 24/7.
Will I have to speak to one of those robots?
Nope, only living, breathing human people.
Great. Where do I sign up?
You can download the Chase app now. Chase, awarded Best British Bank by our customers.
18 plus UK residents.
Want to work in the media? Kickstart your career with Global Academy. Apply now to be a 10 or 12 at this unique media school. Search Global Academy.
For a fast way to get around and across London, think Tube. Here, there, everywhere made easy. Travel fast with the Tube from £2.80 in zones 1 and 2. Tube it, bus it, train it. To the Mayor of London and TfL, every journey matters. First stated is the adult off-peak pay-as-you-go journey from Zone 2 to Zone 1 Tube, DLR and local terminals and flying services.
This message was developed and funded by GSK. More people can now get the free NHS shingles vaccination. If you're age 50 and over with a severely weakened immune system, or if you're 70 to 79 years old, your vaccination is waiting for you. And if you turn 65 from the 1st of September 2023, you can get yours from your birthday. Are you getting shingles ready? Report any side effects to a nurse or doctor. Learn more about shingles and vaccination eligibility at GSK's getshingles.ready.co.uk.
Leading Britain's conversation. Clive Bull. Alexa, send a comment to LBC.
And here are some of those comments. Elaine in South Norwood, hello Elaine, says, hi Clive, I've got my mum staying with me over the holidays. One of my brothers and his son are joining us for Christmas dinner tomorrow. I've already baked a nut roast and made a red cabbage, red onion and apple dish and some cranberry sauce. You know, is it? I'm going to make some sparkly Christmas hats before I go to bed and drink the wine left over from the cranberry sauce. Really looking forward to tomorrow. I hope it goes well, Elaine. Thank you very much. Your guest, Clive, says his kids' milk teeth weren't worth anything, but the burglars could have got a couple of quid from the tooth fairy for them. That's a point. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Paul in Coventry says, evening, Clive. The gentleman who's been burgled, did he not have an alarm at his apartment? I don't know. P&B in Chelsea say, hi Clive, my partner and I have been defrauded and scammed out of hundreds of thousands by a building contractor. He defrauded us by altering invoices, but despite having unequivocal evidence, the police don't care and are not investigating it. What can we do? Alan says, Clive, I miss all the high street stores we once had. Woolworths, Burton's, C&A, Rumbelows, to name a few. Very sad to see that Wilko has shut down recently. Online shopping seems to have taken over, says Alan. Thank you very much. Let's take a couple of calls. We've got Elsie in Colston. Hello, Elsie.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Elsie.
Yeah, hello.
Hi. What would you like to say?
Yes, just a few days ago, I went shopping, and I shopped in a particular shop, in a market store actually. And unfortunately, while I was trying to pay with one of the cards, the other card must have slipped out of my phone, because I keep my my cat behind my phone.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of the cats picked out, and unknowing to me, it had been used. So the next day, in the morning, I got a call from, I got a text first from Metrobank. I'm not supposed to name I got a text from my bank.
Yeah.
And, they said your card has been compromised. If you didn't make this transaction, press no. So I pressed no, I didn't make the transaction.
Right.
And then they asked me to phone. So I called, I went into my online banking and got their phone number. I called the number there. And the person who took the card had made about 12 transactions already.
Oh, dear.
Small transactions.
Yeah.
So luckily my bank was able to stop it straight away. And
they could do this because it was contactless, so they didn't even need a PIN or anything, presumably.
Yeah, they didn't need a PIN. Well, yeah, I was quite happy with my bank because how did they know that that my card had actually got lost? So the person I spoke to said maybe the pattern of the thing of spending was not the pattern of what I usually buy.
Exactly, the computer can detect it, yeah.
I was really happy about that. And luckily they haven't spent more than £100.
Really, that's good.
Little amount.
And will you get that money back, do you think?
So would you believe that I got the money back the next day, very next day?
Fantastic. Okay, well that's a good news story. But it's a lesson to us all, though.